Okay, I raised and others have raised over the last number of weeks, and I'm sure you've received representations from various Palestinian groups and others about the designation of 6 human rights organisations and NGOs, including quite a number who receive funding from the EU, who have been designated as terrorists by Israel in what is clearly an attempt to essentially make illegal any organisation that utters a word of criticism or shines any spotlight on Israel's apartheid policies and its routine denial of Palestinian rights and its persecution of Palestinians and its illegal occupation of Palestinian land, and they're designated terrorists. The government have expressed concern about this. They've said they were going to be in touch with the Israeli authorities, as have the EU. What is actually happening? Because this is further evidence that Israel is a rogue state, right? And I want to say I'm slightly concerned about some of the responses from the minister and from government spokespeople who've started to bandy around the word anti-Semitism, which is clearly coming from the Israelis, if you question the right of Israel to be an apartheid state as it is, okay? I would remind the Taoiseach that Nelson Mandela believed it was an apartheid state that should be boycotted, right? So it is not an anti-Semitic statement to call out Israeli apartheid, but what are you doing to sanction Israel over its designation of human rights organisations in an attempt to suppress them?
In relation to the Palestinian question, I'm very concerned by the designation by Israel's Ministry of Defence of 6 Palestinian NGOs, including Irish Aid and European Union partner organisations. So we partner with a number of these organisations, and they've now been designated as terrorist entities. That's wrong in my view. Ireland supported the holding of a discussion on the designation and on the recent settlement announcements at the UN Security Council on the 8th of November. And we made a press statement following the meeting with France, Estonia, Norway and Albania as an incoming UN Security Council member. In this joint statement, we underlined our serious concerns at this designation and the potential political, legal and financial consequences. Ireland, however, is committed to funding civil society organisations and human rights defenders through the Irish Aid programme, including Palestinian civil society. We have been strong supporters of Palestinian civil society down through the years as a country. We do obviously carry out robust checks to ensure that our funding is used only for the purpose intended. We have no evidence to suggest otherwise, and that in the absence of any detailed evidence from the Israeli authorities to support the designations, Ireland will continue to support the organisations concerned. So it doesn't impact on our continued support, but still it's a regressive move. I'm aware also of reports that Palestinian human rights defenders were hacked using Pegasus spyware. We attach great importance to the freedom of civil society and their ability to act without surveillance. We've also asked Israel to respect international law, avoid loss of life in the context of Palestinian prisoners who are currently on hunger strike in protest at their arrest under the Israeli policy of administrative detention. We're aware of the concerns raised by the International Committee of the Red Cross regarding the health of some of these prisoners. I welcome the news that one of the individuals concerned has recently reached an agreement with the Israeli authorities to end his strike. We'll continue to call on Israel to, as I said, respect international law and avoid loss of life, and reiterating the right of all detainees to a fair trial. And likewise, in respect of settlements, we've consistently raised the issue and in terms of our opposition to the Israeli government's plans and authorities for more than 3,000 settlement units in the West Bank. And on the 28th of October, on that issue, we released a statement jointly with 11 other European countries urging the Israeli government to reverse that decision and reiterating our strong opposition to its policy of settlement expansion. And Minister Coveney raised these issues during his recent visit to the region.